Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. The 19th edition of one of the biggest economic forums in Poland, Economic Forum in Krynica, has begun. There will be over 250 discussions about the economy, international relations and new technologies. Prime ministers, presidents of parliaments, ministers, parliamentarians, directors of the biggest partnership, experts and representatives of the world of science, culture and the media from over 60 countries will participate in the event.
Covered with shower, central walkway of Krynica-Zdrój is a meeting place for Polish and international business elite, as well as politicians, journalists, all interested in development of the regional economy, because this is a Central European event. Economic Forum gathers these people who are interested in strengthening economic bond across the borders, and Poland Daily will cover it for you. Only a few days ago we saw in Warsaw the very interesting energy conversation between Poland, Ukraine and United States. Is it resonating here at Krynica?
Yeah, of course it is, because Polish-American cooperation is one of the biggest deals in terms of security, in terms of energy supplies that were signed recently. So, of course, our American friends that are present here, their representation is just a few meters from us, will be one of the most important delegations in Krynica this year, and I'm sure that very important talks will be held during this forum.
The construction of a floating bridge over the Vistula took military engineering units less than 4 days. It consists of a pipeline through which sewage will flow to the Krynica sewage treatment plant. Construction of the bridge was undertaken after the failure of 2 collectors draining sewage from the left bank of Warsaw to the right embankment last week. Over 1 million cubic metres of sewage was discharged into the Vistula. Magdalena Balkowiec has more.
The Minister of Defense Mariusz Błaszczak tweeted news on the completion of the floating bridge by a military engineering unit. The Polish army has completed the construction of a floating bridge on which a pipeline to the Krynica sewage treatment plant in Warsaw will be placed. Thank you, soldiers, you have proven once again that we can always count on you. The decision about the construction of the bridge was made after the failure of the sewage collector used to send the waste water from the left bank of Warsaw to the Krynica sewage treatment plant on the right bank of the Vistula. The refuse water is currently pouring straight into the river because there is no other option. The projected repair date was estimated as several weeks. That is why the military made a decision to build an interim solution and build a temporary sewage collector. The mayor of Warsaw revealed that there were some maintenance shortcuts taken and heads would roll. The member of the board responsible for the maintenance scheduling is going to be fired today. Others who were involved in the maintenance mistakes are going to be fined accordingly. The Ministry of Environment informs that the estimated amount of raw sewage dumped into the river is 260,000 cubic meters per day. The military estimates that the emergency sewage pipeline will be operational in just 3 days. The aftermath of the large amount of refuse dumping, which is an eco-catastrophe, will last weeks or maybe even months.
The Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki gave a speech at the monument of the Jastrzębski Agreements, thanking the Polish miners for fighting for a free Poland and praising the supporters of the deal struck between the miners and the communist authorities. This took place over 39 years ago. It was then that the miners showed solidarity with the striking shipyard workers and managed to push through many postulates. They managed to get the communists to make Saturdays and Sundays days off, abolish the 4-brigade work system and set a minimum wage.
Upamiętniając 80. rocznicę wybuchu II wojny światowej.
As we celebrate the 80th anniversary of the outbreak of the Second World War, we can say we're finally getting the truth back. The truth which becomes clearer and clearer for the entire world. The truth which was memorably fought for by the miners of Upper Silesia and Zagłębie in 1980 and 1981. Today, after all these years, when we're finally free, may the East and West meet in Poland in a peaceful way. We, the representatives of the Western civilization, took the seat of this civilization through the dark times of the Second World War. It needs to be stated clearly, this is what Europe owes us.
To trzeba sobie jasno powiedzieć. To nam zawdzięcza Europa.
Hurricane Dorian has started to move northward towards the US after stalling over the Bahamas and causing widespread devastation. Millions of people in Florida and the southeast have been anxiously watching the storm.
The hurricane is currently located near the island of Grand Bahama. People are being alerted to stay in shelters. According to meteorologists, the hurricane stopped over the Bahamas, accompanied by heavy rain and catastrophic winds. Dorian devastated the Bahamas on Sunday night. The losses after the hurricane are huge, with about 13,000 houses having been damaged or completely destroyed. The U.S. National Hurricane Center informs that Dorian will slowly move towards Florida. The hurricane is also set to pass near the Georgia shoreline. The authorities have ordered the forced evacuation of residents of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina.
Thank you very much for joining me here this evening at Poland Daily. I'm John Carter. Stay tuned after the break for Poland Daily weather, followed by the culture, history, and finally the travel.